today I want to talk about like some practical advice, because there are so many women out there right now deciding like, oh my gosh, they're coming to grips with, I may lose my hair, or I'm probably going to lose my hair. And it's a horrible feeling. I can't explain it. But like if you're, I mean, you know, there's a reason that we all have hair. Okay. So I decided to just let it go. Let it go, mostly because I have really thin hair. And I researched cold capping, but my biggest fear was that I would be like 3 sprigs, like just a few pieces. It's not going to be good for my confidence. So I elected to just let it all go and do the whole wig, capping, and all that stuff. You, however, chose a different path, and I want to talk about it because I know there's a lot of women out there doing the research on it, but you elected to do cold capping. Walk me through, first off, just like what led you to that decision? Why were you like, what does this mean for me?
Well, cold capping, to be honest, when they told me I would need chemotherapy, and I knew, you know, you get that image in your mind of like losing your hair, the typical, which is what happens from the drugs that we were on. And I had never heard of cold capping before. I'm in healthcare. I'd never heard of it before.
Really? Never heard of it?
No. And, you know, I don't do a ton with oncology, but no, I'd never heard of it before.
Okay.
And it's been around for a while. I think it's been around since the 90s.
Yeah. So you researched it.
My nurse coordinator, she suggested it. She said that, you know, you don't have to lose your hair. Like, you know, I had a patient who just lost a little bit right here. And that I was like, you know, just brought a lot of comfort in the midst of, you know, something that's really scary, because I think as women, you know, our hair means a lot to us.
Absolutely.
And also we're like going into the holidays, and I don't know, just not that the holidays have a whole lot to do, but I just, you know, you're like wanting to see family and wanting to see people.
Feel like yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So I did some research on it, and I have pretty thick hair at baseline.
You have, hold on, everybody time out. Okay, so if everybody could just go and pull up a recent episode of Friends, not a recent episode, any episode of Friends, and look at Rachel Green's hair. That's what Rebecca's hair looks like. Okay, so she has the hair of a goddess. Not saying that you shouldn't do cold capping if you don't have the hair of a goddess,